Hello, and welcome to the fourth part of the video series, Visualizing Data, Creating Infographics with Vengage. My name is Hila Singh, and I'm the Data Visualization and GIS Specialist at the Department of Knowledge Production right here at UNLV's Lead Library. The purpose of this video is to introduce participants to different data visualization functions within Vengage. Let's get started. Let's talk first about the workspace in Vengage. On the left, you will find a menu of all the items that you can use in Vengage. Just click on any of the menu items, like maps, to reveal the different options. To include any of the maps you see here, you can either click on the map, which will pop the map right onto your page, or drag and drop the map. On the top of the page, you will see the main functional menu. The options available in this menu change based on the items selected on the page. For example, this map of Africa does not change the menu. However, selecting any of the text boxes of the page will reveal the text-specific menu. This menu offers options that are specific to text, such as typeface, size, bold, italic, or underline, color, spacing, and bulleting. The other options on the top of the page are related to publishing and sharing the infographic and will be covered in the next video. The next thing we'll learn in this video is to use icons. Click on the Icons menu. There are two ways to find icons in Vengage. The first is to browse through the subcategories within the Icons menu. For example, you can go to Academic and Business and select the storefront icon. Another option is to use the search bar. Just type Store into the icon search and either click the magnifying glass or hit the Enter button on your keyboard. Adding the icon to your page will reveal the functional menu. You can change the color of the icon. Let's try this orange. Another option is to mirror the icon. This will flip the icon horizontally on the page. If you plan on using this icon frequently, you can add it to your favorites by clicking on the heart icon, and then the icon will show up as part of the My Favorites category. This function in the middle, the percent fill, will be discussed later in the video as part of Pictocharts. Adding text to your infographic is really easy. Under the text menu, there are text templates, like this Ideas one. You can change part of this group of items by clicking the Ungroup button on the top of the page. Now you can change the color of the light bulb or change the font. The font menus are similar to the menus in other programs like Word or PowerPoint. You can also add a text from one of these options. Then you can change the font, color, or size like you would do in other programs. The next function in Vengage is Charts. We'll start by creating a bar chart. Just click on Bar Chart to add it to the page. Then double-click on the bar chart itself that's on the page to open the Chart menu. The first tab is for your data. You can type in your data just like you would into any Excel or Google spreadsheet, and the output will immediately change on the chart. Another option is to enter the URL of a Google spreadsheet that is publicly shared. You can also change the chart style by selecting another option from the ones available. Lastly, change the colors of each of the categories by clicking on the drop icon and selecting a different color. Under the Settings menu, you will find different items to add or subtract from the chart, such as the chart title, X or Y axis, a legend, grid line options, labels, change bar or border width or border color. Bar padding is the space between the bars, while padding is the space from the chart's frame to the chart itself. Lastly, you can change the background color for the chart. Now that we have a chart, let's take a look at what it looks like. Click on Publish and then Preview. In preview mode, you can see that the charts become more interactive, so when you hover over each bar, it is highlighted and a flag with the value of the bar appears. This interactivity is a function of every chart. For example, hovering over a value in a donut chart will separate it from the other categories. Maps work in a similar way. Let's add a map of the United States to see. Just double-click on the map to open the Map menu. Under the Settings menu, you can modify the title, legend, and labels. You can also change the colors. Remember that dark colors are always used for higher values. Let's investigate what the hover color does by looking at the map in preview mode. You see, hovering over a state not only changes its color to the hover color you selected, but reveals the value of the state and points to the value in the legend. The last functionality we'll discuss in this video is creating pictograms. Pictograms, which are also called pictographs, are graphic representations of data in which an icon replaces a traditional chart like a bar or pie chart. Let's look at an example. According to StudentLoanHero.com, in 2012, 71% of students graduating from four-year colleges have student loan debt. One of the ways we can visualize this statistic is through a pictogram. Click on Icon Charts and search for an icon that represents graduates. Click on this icon of a student with a graduation cap, and Venngage will automatically add a group of 25 of these icons. Before we continue, you should know that only monochromatic icons will work with this pictogram option, meaning you should only select black and white icons. You can change the number in the group by changing the values in icons per row and icons per column menus to 10 and 10, which will give us 100 students for 100%. Now go to Fill Percent and scroll to 71, which is the number from the StudentLoanHero.com study. You will notice that the number of blue icons changed to reflect the 71%. You can change the colors of the blue and red icons to other colors. Another way to create a pictogram is from the regular icon menu. Select the same graduate icon. Remember, this only works with black and white icons. Now click on the Fill Percent and select 71. You'll see that now the icon has two colors. The blue represents 71% and the orange represents the remainder of the students who do not have student loan debt upon graduation. One of my favorite ways to color pictograms is by using the same color for both categories, but one of them is transparent. This is how you do it. Select one of the values to be this dark purple. Then copy the hex value, which is essentially the name of the color, and paste into the category. Now, change the opacity value to 40 or 50 to make it transparent. This is useful when you are describing a part of a group versus its whole. For example, people with health insurance as % of the whole population, or high school graduates that go directly to college versus those who don't. In this video, we discussed the different data visualization functions in Venngage. Thank you for watching. Please continue to the 5th video in the series to learn tips about final touches for your infographic, as well as how to publish and share your final product.